This is West Wednesday 499. We are fighting for justice for all victims of police brutality, cell blocks for killer cops. And here's Tawanda Jones.
Um, Thank you so much for your queen mic check. So guys, first of all, um, unfortunately, I'm called with my phone, so that's why I'm unable to have. And you have to see the picture of me and my brother. You guys for tuning in at 10 minutes late, and it's really weird that name, and that's approximately the time my brother Tyrone Man was brutally executed 2013, and now literally fighting literally 499. That is utterly ridiculous. But the fact that over and over again, and all they want is reform. I'm literally over it. I don't even like, and I'm always been a and use any tool that's a very ugly system. But take even with the reform stuff, it's like and they don't need more training. And if we didn't from the recent, like every time we see like or people doing real violence, who tell them, especially you it's the protection, it's the complexion that gives them connections, and it's sad. The, the white killer David, havoc, and they shut the whole county down. A manhunt for 36 able to shoot two different officers. Literally, the first when it literally what happened. Call, you know, and the same type of just like in the instance of my sister, uh, Angela, her brother Timothy Fleming. Situation. Just need somebody to create. That type of thing. Not come when it's a white guy. They the police come there, gun, and he lets off 18, 18 rounds. And they did nothing. And then he was able, the officers, and then go on the rampage, going, it was just horrible. Like after that, he shot another officer, him, and not only did he shoot the officer, the detective Carr, and and he got away again with it area. And the part that the sickness and way that the media described it to an upcoming romantic story, for it is sickening how they make love about these criminals, these freaking. If any of our you young can't even touch somebody's car and wash soap on the car, and I feel, and I'm talking about the squeeze thing is they want to you talk all this stuff, bad apple type of thing. Give this type of play. Why can't it be one bad apple, but without labeling all of them as it is disgusting? And I'm just sick. I'm going on and on. But like I said, listen to me, and the fact that the way they come back with this crap, and then literally was the same district that killed Donna, and his poor mom is still fighting for a count of not seen it yet, and for our new state's attorney just to be like with that is freaking disgusting. It is sickening, but it's sad because this type of pain, unfortunately, until something happens to one of their loved ones, it will feel our pain. Right now, it's just, and I'm sick of it. It is disgusting. Like, we be walked to accountability for the stuff. They use all their tools in the books to flatten his tires. Why Rochester's case? Why did he have to be executed? Should have been graduating from school. Why didn't they use? Literally, my brother just asked him, why am I being pulled? This is what Chapman said. This is what we do. Ruiz quickly agreed, and the beating began. So nobody could have survived that brutal, and for these stinking killer maniacs arrested, not even be fired, nothing. But unless this bull crap paperwork reform, I get reform. We need to transform this. We need to knock it down, build it back up, because it hasn't been working over 400. The West Coalition speaking. This is from my heart, as and even as a victim, because the way that I has been mistreated, I too am a victim. Our family, they victimize everybody. My sister Angela, to this day, since they executed her poor mental health crisis, nobody was hurt and murdered. Was Timothy Dan fled up there and walk a white boy to accountability, and then was story and say, oh, well, we were really concerned. We wanted to make sure that he was over with shorts and a t-shirt on, and it, so we just got him at the hospital. Officers, are you freaking kidding me? I'm sick of it. So I'm literally on fire through this whole entire system. I'm tired of the foolery, and then it feels like in some instance, almost there, we're getting somewhere, and you're like, okay, but we're not. It's all an illusion. It's a daggone magic show at my school. There, watching the magician point and blowing smoke up my butt at the same time. Did this rabbit really come out with that hat? That is us. It don't. It's easy. It's easy. It's not about, oh, well, they have the lack of knowledge. Like I said, they didn't even murder. He didn't even have a wrinkle on his. Little worried about it. His shorts wasn't even jacked up. Call him a criminal. Now time they call him a thug and disgusting. And even as they bring him out, his charge, they're still showing him the utmost respect. And sisters and mothers that they're murdering. Murder. And I always think about Gina, who's fighting for her beautiful India cake, was gunned down. No clue exactly what they was doing. They didn't try to apprehend, and they didn't even have a one-off. And I feel sorry for her father, because they didn't have to even kill. Did they kill that white boy like that? No. And then her baby, as an orphan through this system. I'm so livid. I'm crying, sisters crying, and I know the pains in a brother, and it's very disgusting, breaking. But I don't ever want to feel a parent losing their child. And so, Anderson, not only do I fight for him, who lost her beautiful daughter, to trying to bury your father-in-law, who meet because of this dirty, wicked, evil, sleepy girl, your 16-year-old baby. Like, it is sickening. It's just too much over it. And the way they play games, like Little Bill couldn't obtain the list of police brutality list of murders, and the email, and then they act like it was some type of, it wasn't no glitch. literally they done murdered 57 people. They up their dirt. These are 57 beings. 57 human beings. For 36 hours, you can let this white crazed lunatic, this sick loose, and nothing happens. And wish death for anyone. My own thing is that you brought him in with bruises, and you had the utmost respect, and you off because he was so cold in the woods. We want the same thing for our loved ones. What makes us so different? Racist system shows us over and that they hate us. They don't doing. They just hate us because of our race. And on another note, that I apologize for rambling, but there's so much on my heart. But we lost a true. We literally lost Eddie, Black Panther, who was raped and spent many decades to our black men and women, and they didn't want to come out with some pennies or whatever. But the Eddie was, oh my God, like it was like literally the minute he literally came to a West End and he told Miss Jones, I've been following you since. Those were his exact words. Ever since I was the pen, I was following you. I love, for your brother. I love, and whatever way I can help you. And he's a helpful man. And I get, and I know a part of life is death. It's me going to a state of depression. Really realize that we don't know how on this earth. Like we don't know. To me, each time that I hear somebody murdered, and then looking at all the, and mostly these are teenage babies, and it's like I despise them. Exploit our black men. Hello?
Tawana, your audio has gone out. Would you like to
Can you
take a
hear me
pause
now?
and read? Yes.
We can hear you.
Not now, though.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Tawana, would you like to take a pause and come off and back on again?
I don't hear anything.
Danielle, would you like to talk about Donnell for a few moments while we're waiting for Tawana to come back on?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's Angela. Mic check.
Mic check.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what's going on with, as far as and not having an autopsy report while we wait for Tawana to come back on. I'm not sure. But anyway, today there's still no autopsy report for my brother. He was murdered May 16, 2021 in his home. In a mental health crisis. And that the things that we have to go through, like my sister was saying, with all the killer, Tyrone West, and Anthony Anderson, Nicholas Lee. The names go on and on, and this just keeps going on. It's just sad. I'm not Marcellus and Q to read some of the comments, or do we have anyone to read the comments?
Hey guys, can y'all?
There she is. Wait.
Yeah. So I don't know what's getting word that everybody sounding real choppy. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
And if you guys can hear us out there, I definitely apologize and thanks for hurt you handed over to Marcellus. So Marcellus, are you there to read any questions or comments?
I'm not sure if he's in queue.
That's just.
I don't think he's
I'm
here
sorry.
tonight.
What you say?
I don't think he's here tonight. Perhaps Brian can read the comments.
Okay,
I can,
then we can go right.
yeah, I can try and read some of the comments for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we start off with some mic checks from Judah and from Hillary Hellerback. Farouk Ibrahim says, "My warrior queen, keep up the good work." And then we get about 3 more mic checks from Nahum Brock, Hillary again, and Bill, Uncle Bill. And then Bill again says, "So true that police violence is much more severe for Black folks." And then Angela gives us 2 mic checks from Angela Sutton, and AC Britt says, "Sad that names need to keep being added to the list because they don't do anything the proper way." And that's about it for today's comments. Tawana, do you want to offer any words about or talk us in with any other comments, or you want to put together a moment of silence?
Yes. Yeah. So thank you. First of all, I want to announce our quality tonight, but we're gonna make back up for it, and I want to see everybody us for our 500th West Wednesday. Please join us. We're doing like on Facebook Live and everything. I need y'all to join me in person. If you can't meet up at our start point at 4, meet us at City Hall at 7. Yes, we gotta do this. Is very important. This is our lives on the line. And speaking of lives, they matter because people don't understand whether your loved one or by community violence, it is devastating. It's heartbreaking. It's something cannot get over. The only difference with police brutality is the simple know who the killers are and nothing gets done. That's the difference. But if it's have people bold and brave enough to testify, trust me, again. But with killer cops, it doesn't work that way. It's the Doug and Pony show. That's the difference. But again, all lives matter, meaning whether they were police officers or they were killed by community violence. Every brutally murdered, no one. So let's take 1 minute because I'll soon, but we have a long list that to me was strategically us. So we got like 57 names. Then most of them to have like maybe I don't know how many. We'll give you all the numbers. Uncle Bill will do that. But they and another person they don't know all that. That's just to hide their dirt. Because my brother too. And how the hell can you be a John Doe when you have your identification on you? And even if he didn't have the fact that he had my vehicle, all that, they could have contacted me in a blink, reached out to me. And my brother's driving my green Mercedes Benz. All my glove department, everything, every way to say, hey, Miss Jones, something tragic happened. They just want to hide their dirt. So when you hear, that the victims, don't always think and believe that, that, that they didn't have identification on them purpose. I know it sounds crazy, but until you get on this side of the road, you won't even have no idea. But meanwhile, let's take 2 minutes. If you pray, say that's fine and dandy. Just send positive thoughts, love thing our way, because we definitely
Tawanda,
need it. So yes.
can I interrupt for a moment? Do you want to have Donnell Rochester's mom speak first?
I didn't think she wanted to speak. I thought
Oh, I'm sorry.
that
I
she
thought
didn't
she
even
did.
want
My fault.
to be introduced or anything. I'm just respecting
I'm
her
sorry.
privacy. Okay. So again, we're gonna take 2 minutes, guys. Like I pray. If not, just send positive love, positive thought. Our families need it. At the end of the day, we all suffer when anybody, our friends, our people we don't know is murdered. It really makes us all as human beings feel. Take 2 minutes starting now. Mic check.
I would like to speak if I can.
Oh yeah. So guys, first of all, thank you minutes of the time, and I apologize because I was unaware. Like I said, I have technical difficulties, but we do have Donnell Rochester's, and now I'm learning that she definitely want to speak, because I was told initially when I got the message that she, um, just to respect the private, she was going to be a part of like the green room. Listen, salute my queen. The floor is all yours. And again, I apologize for it to speak, because I would have let you speak the whole entire time. But yes, I was unaware. Thank you, and the floor is all yours. Mic check.
Okay, mic check. Thank you, Tawanda. First, I
Mic
would like
check.
to
You're
say
welcome.
my condolences to anyone on here that lost a loved one to police brutality or just off the streets, like false homicide. I'm Donna Rochester's mother. My name is Danielle Brown, and I'm fighting the same fight that everyone in y'all is fighting right now. And how I feel about police brutality is they have all the evidence and all the proof, and they still chose not to do anything. But if I was to go out and do something, I'd be locked up within hours. I just feel like the system is not designed for us. And it's sad that you take a life and you're not knowing that you're going to be shattering everyone else's lives behind that, and the person's life that is gone also. And it could be now, it can be, it don't matter like how many years go by, you still want to be stuck with that loss and that grief.
Yes.
And you have to continue to fight for something that should already be done. Like, this not a choice for none of us none of us didn't choose this. But sadly, this is just our priority to fight. Like that's all we have, and that's all we should be doing is just fighting. It's not a choice that we chose, but this is something that we have to do. And it's just sad.
Queen. It truly is, and I for your encouraging words and everything.
Hello?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I didn't hear you at first.
Oh,
Excuse me.
yeah, it was. No, I commend you for your dedicated fight and love for your son. I'm here for you, and I also want to invite you back on. Like I was for the 500 one in person, but if you can't come out to that one on as a special guest on, in 2 weeks when we're back on, on live online. I'm sorry, live online, and definitely wanted, because like I said, I wasn't aware that you wanted to speak, because like I said, you would have been the first one, and I would have had to give you all the love and support. I'm definitely here, so definitely thank you. And again, I apologize because I had no idea, because I was just told that when I got said, that you wanted to just kind of be on the low, just to listen, you didn't want to be heard, and I'm like, okay, I can respect that. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to do what I thought was the rest. Want to make it back up to you if I can.
No, you're fine, Tawanda. That your thing you're saying is correct. I didn't want to speak at first, but I felt like I needed to speak. I did. I
Okay.
didn't want to speak at first. You're absolutely correct.
Oh,
But thank you though
okay.
for opening your platform to allowing me to speak.
For coming on, and again, like I said, words is not enough, and I just want to show you all the love here for you. This is our fight, because no mother should have to feel that pain. And again, so proud of you, because I remember when I first met you, and talking, and I remember seeing myself in you, because when my brother got murdered, I couldn't say anything. I would not publicly speak. You couldn't pay me to speak. That's why my did it between my uncle and my cousin Neil. It was always took here, but then after months, I had to say something. Like I can't just sit back and just not say something, and then that lion came down on and popping ever since. So I definitely feel you, my queen.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you. You're exactly. You're right about that. I wasn't saying anything. Everything you're saying, I feel. You're right. It do be like that, but then it's just something that click in and just be like, you have to speak. But I'm not going to waste I'm not going to take y'all for so long. But
no,
thank you, though.
You can take it as long. Yeah.
But I will be there though. I'm going to meet y'all down City Hall the 22nd.
Okay, awesome. And yeah, like I said, I'm so sorry. And it's just like just sad and disgusting just how they think about your son, your baby, touch me in every way, because the Simple District, which is going to be one of the spots we're going to go to, because I have some choice words to say this about Caravan, but they were responsible as well as the Morgan State officer, but how they let your child, and I don't want to get into it because I don't want to make you sad, but they did the same exact thing of the lack of treatment, the lack of disrespect for a human life. Literally, the ambulance wasn't even called for my brother. It was called, but got all that pepper spray in his eyes to the point that it was just saying my brother just die out, and literally a hospital, Good Sam's, that's 2 minutes away from where let him die out for over 35 minutes of just suffering, and then they pulled. He was dead on Kentmore House where they murdered the man. So I just feel your pain, and I'm here to support you, my queen. Whatever I can do, as you know, I know didn't lose a child, but losing my brother was like losing my father, my best friend, like tragic. But I definitely feel your pain. You know, and my heart goes out to my queen.
Thank you, Queen. I really appreciate it. Same, vice versa. I really appreciate it. And I really pray. I mean, I hope that you get justice for your brother. I really do. He deserves it.
Thank you. And you deserve it. And I know that you're going to get it. And we're going to help you get it. Like, we're going to help you. It's utterly ridiculous. Like, nobody should have to go through that. Like,
no.
Especially when we see these and shut case of showing the police brutality and all. They, like, in my brother case, it's a video out there. My brother being murdered. I don't ever want it to come out so that the world, because we are complacent of people that we have to see can actually accept it and roll and say, you know, these killers did something bad, which is disgusting. The fact that the video showed everything with your son, and they expect for our eyes, we saw the video. We saw the video. And anybody seeing that Widow Block, they need to be thrown in a cell block.
Yes.
And for your strength, and I see it, and I love it, and I will definitely, and I'm gonna get Dre to send you my personal cell phone number, because I want to connect with me. Just call me, and I want to connect with you, because I be going to like different stuff, that lost their loved ones through police brutality, and I want to connect you, because those me understand the pain and like kind of survive through it, and it'll be helpful for you. You get something upcoming soon, and I'll keep you posted. Yeah, so I'm definitely want to make sure we can hug in person and cry together and fight when it's time. You know. Yeah. So is it queen before we go to the same list?
Twanda, I can read a few more comments that have come in.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Bruce Emmerling checks in and says, "Mic check and good evening, all." AC Britt offers 100%. I believe he was talking about Donnell's case. Bill says, "Racist cops who killed Donnell Rochester should be prosecuted and incarcerated. Shame on Bates for refusing to prosecute." And Hillary says, "It is truly sad and disgusting how this system works and how the police and others in the system cover up for each other. Much love and respect for all family members and for the words you share to fight for change." And that's all for the comments.
Thank you for the comments, and I wanted to ask my queen before we read the sad list, offer to anybody any additional comments or questions.
I just like to encourage everyone once again. I know you already spoke about this, Twana, but once more, please join us 1 week from tonight for the 500th West Wednesday. The motorcade, starts at 4:00, and it'll be over near Argonne Drive in Hartford, and the road that goes into the park there, where we line up and decorate the cars with posters. And if you can't join us at 4, we'd love to have you join us at City Hall. We expect to get there around 7. Mike, check.
Check. Do Miss Dawn? Yeah. Do Miss Dan? Y'all want to say anything before we go to the sad?
Yes. First, I just want to thank you. That's all. Just thank you for just allowing me to be on here tonight. And I will be at the 5 West Wednesday 500, February 22nd.
Awesome. Thank you. So want to extend so, and if you're ready, and if you want to come back on here the after we can do a whole show dedicated to your son. Yeah, so absolutely. And thank you so much. And it's your turn. You can give us the sad, awful news. And thanks for always job and task of being a bearer of bad news. So again, I always thank you and Uncle Bill for this and doing it as elegantly and respectfully for the families as possible. Mic check.
Mike,
Mic check. So yeah, this past week, we lost some more people here in Baltimore to violence. Just in the past 3 days, there have been 4 victims whose names we don't have yet. Since last we met at West Wednesday, we've learned 3 names of people who died by violence here in Baltimore. And I'll read them out, and if you can just lift them up after me. Joseph Garrison, 42.
Joseph
Garrison, 42.
42.
Earl Watkins, 32.
Earl
Watkins.
32.
32.
Melvin Cummings, 44.
Melvin
Cummings.
44.
And as I said, there are 4 more lives that we aren't able to lift up by name. We will try and lift them up next week when we have those names. Thank you.
Thank you. And Uncle's mic check.
Mic check. Bill, you're muted.
Thank you, Brian. It falls to me to honor the people whose lives have been stolen by police all around the United States in the recent period. The site from which this information comes is called Fatal. I forgot the full name. Washington Post runs it, and their software wasn't right. So we, for a few weeks, we haven't announced anyone, and now covering a period from January 26th through February the 15th, which is just a bit shy of 3 weeks, the police that we know of have killed 57 people. In many cases, we know the names and we'll uphold them now. But in a number of cases, they haven't yet released the names. And for all of those cases, I'd like to have Nicole help me honor them. So as a whole, for all the people whose names have not yet been released that were killed by police during that time frame, Nicole, can you come in and say a word? I guess he's having a technical problem. So, Tawana, would you like to do it?
Sure. For all the names that are not known, we always say cops, and we know that Ashe means that we all equally agree that these belong in cell blocks. So again, cell blocks for killer cops, Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you, Ashe. And I'll now honor those who've been killed by police whose names we do know. Starting on January the 26th, from Little Rock, Arkansas, 31 years old, Elbert Miller.
Albert Miller.
Again on the 26th in Los Angeles, 36 years old, Anthony Lowe.
Anthony
Lowe.
In Maywood, California, again on the 26th, Miguel Lopez.
Miguel Lopez.
On the 27th in Pocatello, Idaho, Matthew Planer.
Matthew Planer.
In Mineola, Texas, 32 years old, Brandon Duval.
Brandon Duvall.
Duval.
Thank you. From Dyersburg, Tennessee, 50 years old, Terry Noel.
Terry.
Terry
Noel. Next victim of police murder from Surfside Beach, South Carolina, 39 years old, Hendricks Washington.
Hendricks Washington.
Hendrick Washington.
And that was on the 30th of January. Also on the 30th, Pompano Beach, from Pompano Beach, Florida, 63 years old, Robert Bigney.
Robert
Bigney.
Bigney.
Thank you. Once more on January the 30th from Wyoming, Ohio. We don't know the age. Joseph Frazier.
Joseph Frazier.
From Omaha, Nebraska. No, excuse me. Omaha, Nevada. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm unfamiliar with that town. 38 years old, killed by police, Stephen Dockin.
Stephen Dockin.
From Goodyear, Arizona, once more on the 30th of January, 29 years old, James Dobson.
James Dobson.
James Dobson.
From Jackson, Ohio, 31 years old, killed by police on January 31st, William Beach.
Peach.
William Beach.
From Virginia Beach, 48 years old, killed by police again on the 31st, Craig Bile.
Craig Bile.
Once more on the 31st, from Edwards, Colorado, 57 years old, Joseph Leone.
Joseph Leone.
Joseph Leone.
From Rio Rancho, New Mexico, 23 years old, killed by police, Damon Perea.
Damon
Perea.
Perea.
On February the 1st, from Springfield, Missouri, 33 years old, killed by police, Justin Barker.
Justin Barker.
From Lynchburg, Virginia, 25 years old, killed by police, Raheem Brown.
Raheem Brown.
And his life was stolen on February the 2nd. Also killed on February the 2nd by police from Memphis, Tennessee, 28 years old, Torrance Jackson.
Torrance
Jackson.
From Spartanburg, South Carolina, again on the 2nd of February, 39 years old, Darius Holcomb.
Darius Holcomb.
From Calhoun, Georgia, again on the 2nd of February, 21 years old, Daniel Tang.
Daniel
Tang.
From Littleton, Colorado, 41 years old, again on February the 2nd, killed by police, Stephen Poulson.
Stephen
Poulson.
Thank you, everyone. That was February the 3rd. Again on February the 3rd in Prestonsburg, Kentucky, 35 years old, Glenn Bay.
Glenn Bay.
In Prestonsburg, Kentucky, 35. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to move down the list. My mistake. In Beaver Creek, Michigan, 48 years old. Again on the 3rd of February, David Stockton. Once more on the 3rd of February in Kansas City, Kansas, 50 years old, John Anderton.
John Anderton.
In North Vernon, Indiana, 29 years old on February the 3rd, once again, killed by police, Devin Lark. In Shreveport, Louisiana, 43 years old, killed also on February the 3rd by police, Alonzo Bagley. Going to February the 4th in Huntsville, Alabama, 49 years old, killed by police, Christopher Osborne.
Christopher Osborne.
Christopher Osborne.
On the 4th of Ghent, once more, Cherokee, Alabama, 40 years old, Jason Harbin.
Jason Harbin.
Jason Harbin.
Once more on the 4th of February in Fort Lee, New Jersey, 42 years old, killed by police, Mohammed. I'm not sure how to pronounce Mohammed's last name. Bunaaur.
Mohammed Bunaaur.
Thank you. In Mitchell, Indiana, now on February the 5th, 29 years old, killed by police, Anthony Richmond.
Anthony Richmond.
In Marion, Indiana, 34 years old, again on February the 5th, killed by police, William White.
William
White.
In Whitewater, California, 44 years old, again on the 5th, Antonio Garza.
Antonio Garza.
In Easton, Massachusetts, 56 years old, killed on the 5th, Marion Griffiths.
Marion Griffiths.
In Rantoul, Illinois, 21 years old, killed on the 6th of February, Azan Lee.
Azan Lee.
Azan Lee.
On the 6th of February, once again, in Moreno Valley, California, 33 years old, Jesus Rodriguez.
Jesus Rodriguez.
In Winter Haven, Florida, once more on the 6th of February, 21 years old, Alex Green.
Alex Green.
In Chicago, Illinois, on the 8th of February, 21 years old, Isidro Valverde.
Isidro Valverde.
In Albany, Oregon, 34 years old, again on the 8th of February, Julius Hamilton.
Julius Hamilton.
In College Station, Texas, 22 years old, once more on February the 8th, Mark Hopkins.
Mark Hopkins.
Moving to the 9th of February in Quincy, Illinois, 29 years old, Bradley Havermale.
Bradley
Havermale.
Again on the 9th in Spiro, Oklahoma, 30 years old, killed by police, Damon Henderson.
Damon Henderson.
Moving to the 10th of February in Palmdale, California, 34 years old, killed by police, Everett Byram.
Everett Byram.
On the 10th of February, once again, in Allentown, Pennsylvania, 20 years old, killed by police, Xavier Arnold.
Xavier
Arnold.
On the 11th, in Grove City, Ohio, 46 years old, Brett Andrews.
Brett Andrews.
And on the 14th, the last person, the last stolen life that we want to uphold and honor this evening, once again, February the 14th, just recently on Valentine's Day, killed by police in Salisbury, North Carolina, 28 years old, Jordan Mays.
Jordan Mays.
And I just want to conclude by saying I look forward to a day when we no longer have to read a list like this, not a single name, and no more racist killings by police in the United States. Mike check.
Amen.
Mike check. So I just wanted to thank our sister. I'm sorry, Miss Donna. I'm so sorry. Miss Danielle. Thank her for and saying her powerful, encouraging words. I want to thank Angela, for always being there for the fight as we start towards the end. I just want to thank the whole entire West Coalition, and I'm dedicated to you guys to be there in person next week at the West Wednesday. And I want to thank tonight my sister, Go Hard, who's broadcast for her. It was last minute duty. She signed up. So I just want to thank each and every last one of you guys. And thanks for your comments and questions. And if you're on, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, you can hit the like, share. You guys, and the saddest part about Uncle Bill's sad list of the 57, those lives were calculated by bullets, because the ones that are beat to death, choked out, tortured, they're not on that list. And so imagine how many, people were killed in that part of their crappy list. And it's just really sad and disgusting. Nobody should be on that crappy list. Goes out, and we are here. So again, thank you guys. Remember, live to love you all. We're gonna close out with just a partial part of the that we normally play in the beginning, but we started off late because of the technical difficulty. So close us out with that video. And again, remember, we will see you guys next week. And then also, if you have any questions or concerns and want to reach me, hit me up.
Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops or in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following newly released video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz. In a newly released video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one: concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly. Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, Sid, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get that.
To profile, y'all use the seatbelt There's a reason. Profile.
Hold on a second, sir. Do me a favor, take out your keys. Go ahead, you can record me.
For what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are two law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardez Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 to 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
And Mr. West begging for his life, and Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up.
No, why you
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salam vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the Officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working and working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat of violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam, and my sister Dina and her family. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.